Welcome back, family. Hey, we're here for our second installment, and we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going on Mondays. The Covrprice Top 10 dropped this week, so we're going to review it and decide whether or not each one is worth an investment. And then we'll have to have our gun to the head pick at the end.
Yep.
So, last week was actually fun. It was our first go at it. It seemed to go pretty good, and I think we're going to get better as we go.
Yeah, last week's gun to the head was a little tough.
Professional. Well, I meant the whole video. It was our first go through, and I think it went decently for the first run through with no rehearsal or anything.
It did. It was good.
We didn't have our stage director that day, and so. So anyway, let's get right into the list. We're going to go from number 10 through to number 1. And coming at number 10, we have World Tree, number 1. Now, this is the one that is recalled because it is so darkly printed that you can't see the dead body on the bottom of the front cover.
Yes.
I've actually seen a couple of these covers. They are really, it just looks like...
It's just black, essentially.
Yeah, it's like there's so much... It looks like an unlit part of the room. You can't see anything there.
Yeah, it's recalled due to the printing error, and it's about a group of friends in 1999 who explore the undernet, a secret architecture beneath the internet, but they lost control and unleashed imaginable horrors. And this, of course, is by the great James Tynion the Fourth. I forget what. Yes, fourth. Yeah.
Yeah, IV, because he gives us his injection of comic books.
Yes, and he's, I'd say 50% of the books he writes get optioned very quickly, and he doesn't have the Mark Millar option all my shit thing. So,
yeah, and I haven't read the story at all. Syndicate had all the recalled books quarantined because they were waiting to find out what does Image want to do here? Do they want them actually to return the books or destroy the books?
Ooh.
So if it's destroy the books type of thing, I think what John was planning on doing was ripping off the front cover, so this way it is a destroyed book, and then just giving the rest of the book to just drop them into different pull boxes so people can at least read it. I mean, it would have no value, but at least you could read the book.
Yeah, I bought. I think I mentioned this previously. I bought an error cover A and an error cover of the 1 in 25 incentive.
Well, they had it too dark on the 1 in 25 as well.
Yeah.
Somebody at the printing press lost their job.
That was a Bill Sienkiewicz cover.
Ooh, wow.
So
okay, so let's see. What do we got going for sales here? I see top weekly sale on the raw comic is 26. And by the way, the paper quality on this is not great either. So
yeah, I can tell by the picture there.
Yeah, it looks like the picture looks like it needs to be pressed.
Yeah. Image has been doing that lately. They did that with our 2 books too.
Yes, they did. But this one is actually worse than both of ours as far as the paper quality.
Wow. Well,
it really is. So, my feeling on this, I've seen a lot of books that have been recalled for one reason or another. And the bottom line is if the story isn't good, then it really doesn't hold value. There've been a bunch of other recall books in the last 2 years, and they jump up because everybody's like, "Oh, it's scarce, and in the long run, it's like, okay, so it's scarce, but nobody wants it." So
exactly. If you go to your back issues bins or whatever at your LCS or wherever you go, there are a lot of low run comics in there, but there are also nobody wants to read them, or have them. So it's not going to be worth anything. Now, this book, though, with Tynion being the artist and being an Image number 1, I don't know. I within reason, I'd try to find one, I think.
I agree. Do we know what the sales are? I mean, I see top sale is $26, but are they averaging $10, $15?
I'm seeing, I'm seeing a lot of 15, some 25s, 20. I think if you can get it for 10,
yeah,
that's
or 15 free shipping. How about that?
There you go. 10 plus shipping,
okay.
15 free with 15 free shipping. Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm preaching that I don't believe in recalled books, but today I bought an auction off of a book that was recalled years ago, and it arrived.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and this is one that was from Disney, Walt Disney Uncle Scrooge.
Oh.
And this was immediately recalled because people were complaining because it's got the sinking of the Titanic in the background.
Huh. How long was it detached from that happening? Had to be in wild. What was the Titanic? Like 1900?
No, this is 1995.
Okay, so right after the Titanic went down,
Before it hit the bottom of the ocean, yeah.
right around
that-
James Cameron's submarine voyage.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah, no,
That,
1995, it was recalled because it was considered to be in poor taste. Disney has got higher scruples, I guess. And they did pull them at that point. And some copies still got out. I see one 9.8 on eBay. The guy's asking 400 for it. There's hardly any sales data because it's just really hard to get.
Yeah.
And since I like Disney and I like comics, I wanted to get it, and I got a raw. And let me tell you, initial looks, this got a shot. So,
oh. Cool.
all right, let's get back to the countdown. I'm Casey Kasem. On with the countdown.
Let's go to number 9.
Marvel premiere number 12. We have a first appearance here.
It is the first appearance of Lilia, Queen of the Gypsies.
And that means what to us?
There was a rumor this month that Patti LuPone reveals that not a rumor. Patti LuPone reveals she will play Lilia in the Agatha series.
I don't even know if do they have a release date? I mean, that's kind of on hold from what I heard. I guess it's back on.
I don't know. Coven of Chaos. Supposedly this year, sometime. First episode.
And let's see what we got for. This is not a new book. It's a 1973 book, issue number 12, and let's see what we got for sales here.
1,200% increase this week sold.
And the last sale that I could see was actually a 9.2, which sold for $90.
Oh, that's not that much.
Well, that's a 9.2. If you compare that to the 9.6 that sold last year for 186, I don't see any sales at 9.8s at all. I got a lot of raw sales over the last over the last week or so. 5, 11, 10, 37, 15, 23.
And this is a Marvel premiere featuring Doctor Strange.
Yes, this is not a Doctor Strange book.
Yeah.
One thing I could say is, how big a role is that person going to have? Are we going to like the character? I mean, everybody dug in and bought Senior Scratchies. Yeah. Nicholas Scratch, first appearance. Hey, I went and bought the first appearance of the Darkhold, and that's already toast. So,
But at least he's like the main character's kin, you know?
yeah, I mean, I'm saying don't feel bad about your Senior Scratchy. My thing is, I spent money on a book which has been destroyed. So,
Yes.
look, this book is from 1973. If you get a really nice copy of it, and you're looking at $20, $25, $30, it's a 40-year-old book. Sorry, 50-year-old
I was gonna say.
book. Bad math. 50-year-old book. If you can get a really nice copy for $35, even if the character doesn't pan out, you can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah, it's a nice older book. But I don't think you should spec too hard on it.
No. I mean, if it was a newer book, I wouldn't spec on it at all. The fact that it's a 50-year-old book,
Yeah.
I'd give it a little bit more credibility.
Yeah. That's fair.
Number 8, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 31. If I'm not mistaken, without looking that up, that's the first appearance of Gwen Stacy, is it not?
And Harry.
And Harry Osborn.
Yep.
No.
And Miles Warren, who becomes the Jackal. And the first time Doc Ock is referred to as the Master Planner.
That's right, because and I have the first appearance of Norman Osborn later on, which is kind of interesting because Green Goblin was so much earlier. But
Yes. Yeah.
what do we got as far as sales? And this has got to be because the Into the Spider-Verse is coming out, and Gwen Stacy's, Spider-Gwen is on everybody's mind.
Yeah, that's all I can see. I don't see any new news about it.
Let's see, last sales, we have a 9.0 went for 3,400. 3.0, 357, 1.5, 222, 1.0, 149. Raws, it looks like the average raw is going for about 369. This is a blue chip book. It always has been.
Mm-hmm.
This is not exactly the perfect time to buy it, though.
Mm-mm.
However, if you see one in a store and they haven't jacked up the price yet, you know, again, even if you paid the $369 for it right now for a raw, in 10 years it's not going to be $20. It is going to go up still.
Yeah.
I'd still hunt for a better price after, like, a month after the Spider-Verse movie drops.
Exactly. And if it fits your wants,
budget?
well, if you want it, like I have no desire for this book personally, but if you're like Shop or you know, Spidey.
What's funny is I've never liked the cover.
Yeah, the cover's whatever. It's pretty bland, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I hate seeing that. Every time I see it where it says, "If this be my destiny," I have to say it like, "If this be my destiny."
Well, I mean, in all fairness, this is not the worst cover on this list, so
Yeah, let's see.
in my opinion. But I mean, it's not a bad book to buy. Not exactly the best time right now, but you get yourself a deal. You can't go wrong with one of the first 50 Spider-Man because
Definitely.
they're all pretty much keys.
Absolutely.
1965. This thing is older than me. Okay.
And me.
Most of the books on this list are older than you baby. Come on now, let's go look at number 7, Star Wars Yoda.
Yoda.
One in Yoda.
I couldn't resist.
I had to join. The Star Wars Yoda Takashi Okazaki 1 in 25 variants. I think I actually pronounced that right.
That sounded right, yeah.
Look, honestly, I don't think people are buying the Yoda series. So stores aren't buying 25 copies that are going to sit on the shelf. So I don't think there's a lot of copies of this 1 in 25. And the artwork is killer on this thing. It really is gorgeous.
Yeah. It's
But it's $103.
not that pretty. If you're a Yoda guy, maybe. But I don't know. Not,
Well, let me ask you a question. If you had the opportunity, I'm looking at the book right now. Are you looking at it?
Mhm.
Okay, so above his ear and below the Y, you got that big gray spot. If you could have Frank Oz sign that in lime green.
yeah, probably. But I would see if there's a more affordable cover.
Yeah, but it would look cool.
Absolutely, it would look cool.
I don't know if this one's going to hold value. It's it usually ratio variants don't. However, Star Wars ratio variants kind of break the mold a little bit. And I'm scared to say no. This is going to drop. They have like a life of their own. The Star Wars books.
They do. Remember that one that came out like before Christmas last year? That was like almost
the negative space.
Well,
one?
no, it was like an Elseworlds Star Wars story that was done by the Japanese guy that was really hot for a little bit.
Yeah, right.
That got a big second print run, and that is still, I think, doing well. So I don't know. Sometimes you get, like you said, these random bell curves of Star Wars books that stay hot.
I mean, me personally, I can't chase every variant, and it's $100. I would pass on it. I would, even if it goes up in value, I would rather pass on it and know, okay, I missed that one.
Yeah, I'd rather miss that than like something I care more about.
Yes. So, coming in at number 6. No, this is always sorry.
What book is this?
This is one that when I was a kid freaked me out. So, well, not too much of a kid, 10th grade.
Because you walked by and you saw it.
Yep. And then
double take.
Actually, this book I was waiting for because this came out months after Spider-Man 252.
Which is the
252 came out first.
Is it the one where he's reenacting Amazing 15?
Yep, but in a black costume.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell was that? Why is he wearing a black costume? So, this is the Marvel Superhero Secret War. This is number 8. This was number 8 of a 12-part series. And it is depicting exactly how Spider-Man got the black costume, which theoretically is the real true first appearance of Venom, if you think about it.
The origin of
Well,
the black,
252 would be.
origin
Yeah.
of the black symbiote costume that later bonds with Eddie Brock to become Venom.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. And a second appearance of, mind you, this is the second appearance of Spider-Woman Julia Carpenter as well.
Right. And I believe they're using that version.
Not
I'm not sure.
Not Jessica Drew. Is that right?
I think the rumors I'm hearing, they're not going with Jessica Drew for the movie.
Well. Anyway, this is a big blue chipper, obviously.
Yep. And this is everything Spider-Man is going to be. Key Spider-Man books are going to be hot because of what's going on with the release of the Spider-Verse movie. My God, there's so many variants. This is another one of those books that's always homaged.
Yeah. I'm
There is a
sick of that pose that he's doing.
There is a Gem Mint 10 for 14,000. Well, that was the last sale in 2019.
Oof.
There's 9.9s, but a 9.8 just sold on April 22nd for $880.
That's less than I would have anticipated.
I think people are afraid to go for those astronomical numbers after what happened since 2021.
Yeah.
So people are being more frugal with their money, and that's a good thing. Of course, there is a newsstand variant of this as well.
Is that one bonkers?
Yep.
Oh, that's what our boy Jason has.
Yep. He sent that in for grading, and he got this newsstand 9.8. And I hope I hope he gets to keep it.
Yeah.
But 9.2, 175, 9.0, 240. That doesn't make any dang sense. 8.5, 165. Yeah, I would go for mid grade or a mid high grade. Anything lower than a 9.4. I don't think I would rate. I wouldn't want to dump the $880 in a Copper Age book. I'd still be going for Silver Age at that point if I had $800 extra.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think 9 to 9.4 is would be the sweet spot for that book.
And actually, I have, I think, a 9.2 or a 9.4. I don't even know which I have.
Big whoop. Who cares?
I can't.
Yeah, I do too. That's cool.
I can't because I can't remember where I put it.
But yeah.
I mean, it's a book that will always have value.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of Spider-Man fans, Secret Wars fans. I don't think this is going to be the version of Secret Wars that gets made, but wow, if they did, oh my God.
When a comic book has made it onto a main run of print of T-shirts, that's a blue chip book. I've seen T-shirts of this book on it.
When other comic books make homages.
Oh yeah, that's
to this
true.
book.
Homage it to hell.
Yeah. But again, you can't go wrong. Wrong time to buy it unless you get a really good deal. But again, it's a good book.
Yeah.
Number 5, Star Wars: The High Republic from 2021. Number 5.
This is the first full appearance of Vernestra Rowo. Debatable. This issue is labeled as Vernestra Rowo's first full appearance because the story breaks away from the action to focus primarily on her and provide insight into her character, which is noticeably different than in previous issues. If interested in determining the first full Rowo by the parameters of your choosing, use character search in the top. Okay, we don't need that part. Anyway, Ro will appear as the Acolyte on Disney Plus. Appear in the Acolyte in Disney Plus, portrayed by Rebecca Henderson.
Okay. Last sale of a 9.6 was $70, but a last sale of a 9.8 was $67.
There you go.
So try to get that 9.8 and save the money. This is a Star Wars book that came out in 2021. They were already starting to overprint. People had lots of money to buy these things. If there isn't already oversaturated with 9.8s, it soon will be, especially now that CGC is going to be allowing pre-screening without a minimum quantity of 25. If people have 5 or 6 copies, they'll send them in because they want to hit these as 9.8. So expect a lot more 9.8s on modern books coming soon to a theater near you.
I will say though, this series they started it up again at number 1 last year, has been hot. There's a lot of rumblings about they're going to be turning this stuff into other media. So I know a lot of people were high on it. I know Jim Comics was talking about it. He tends to be pretty on the nose with stuff. So,
but does that mean that the original run from 2021 is going to also go up in value?
That's what I've been seeing. So,
okay. Well, what's the average raw going for right now? 15?
Well,
I got the little swirly thing here. 7, 3, 3,
$11,
$7,
$10,
15. $10. Look for it at your store. Save the money on the shipping.
Yeah.
Or pick them up at a convention or something. There's got to be quite a few. There's been a plethora of first appearance of characters in the Star Wars High Republics.
Yes.
And it's like trying to pick which scroll is going to be hot.
That's true. And that's probably why it's been a hot series, because there has been so many, and so many books that have like 4 in one.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, moving up the ladder at number 4, Marvel Voices Spider-Verse.
I'm surprised this was still on the list this week, but it's the Spider book, so.
Yep, exactly. From the pictures I see, people say that the cover looks a lot better than what you see on the screen. To me, it just looks too busy. But I think there's first appearances of something in here.
Recluse and Spider-Friend.
Spider-Friend?
I was about to say Fiend, but there was an R in there.
Gotcha. How many different spider characters have we gotten in the last 12 months?
42.
I thought maybe you actually looked it up and that was it. The only one that I want is Spider T-Rex.
Yes.
I want to see a T-Rex swinging from building to building.
And I do have that first appearance. Thank you very much. I mean, if this is one of those, if you're an enthusiast, I feel like, and you love the cover and you love the design and you like Spider-Punk, and I
don't think that this is going to hold value, though. I think it's going to come back. I don't think it's going to crash, but I think it's going to come back.
Yeah. But I'd probably agree with that.
Let's get into the top 3.
Oh.
Coming at number 3, Image Comics No One. If I'm not mistaken, didn't I give a copy of this away on New Comic Book Day?
Pretty sure you did.
Yep. See, we give away good books.
It's still selling for $4.
I see top weekly sale of a Raw is 20.
But I need to read this, man. I have a copy. And I'm all about the massive verse.
Let's look at sales data.
A rash of murders in Pittsburgh sparked a dangerous political movement, copycat killers, and a masked vigilante who's still determined to hold the power accountable.
It's funny, I'm looking at the sales dates, and the most recent sales, if they list it as near mint, it sells for 20, 10, 15, 17, 15, 10. If they list it as very fine, it's $3.99, $3.99, $3.99, $3.99, $3.99. And it's all in the last couple of days.
Well,
so it's hard to figure out a value on it. I don't know what the print run is, but if it's optioned and it gets a lot of people interested in it. I don't think it's going to hit Something is Killing the Children numbers, but it could hit what do you call it, Department of Truth numbers. It could hit 8 Billion Genie numbers.
The Massiverse seems a little cursed.
This is part of the Massiverse.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Nothing has been optioned from it, and I'm not sure why, because I really enjoyed what I've read, which is most of it except for this. I haven't read this, but maybe because this is more a grounded type of vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it lends itself better to Hollywood.
Well, I mean, I would say, though, that if this is part of the Massiverse, then we got to watch print runs on this, because there may be a shortage, because Deegan's probably going to buy a lot of copies.
Yeah.
By the way, Deegan, if you're watching this, hey! So, okay, so, yeah, I'm not familiar with which books are part of the Massiverse, and you are right. They just don't get the love that they deserve.
Yeah. Especially Radiant Pink #1, Timo Hana's Syndicate Comics variant. By Deegan Pecors.
If you can pick it for $3.99, you can't go wrong. It's cover price.
Yeah, absolutely.
So check your stores, see if they still have copies.
Yeah.
Look for the cover A. That's the key on that one.
I agree.
Coming in at number two. Avengers Annual number 10 from 1981, first appearance of Rogue.
Speaking of busy covers.
Yeah, this is what when I said that the other one was not the worst cover on this list, this is what I was referring to.
Gotcha. Yeah. This is, as you said, the first appearance of Rogue, but it's also the first cover appearance of Mystique. And the first and only appearance of a girl named Maddie Pryor should not be confused with Madeline Pryor, a.k.a. Goblin Queen of recent.
Right. I think somebody once told me that Rogue actually does appear on the cover. It's just that she's drawn differently, which that doesn't help. 9.8s. A 9.8 just sold for $665, which is actually low compared to its fair market value of $803.
Yeah.
9.6 is $265, and this is within the last week. I don't know of any breaking news, but I tell you this, when X-Men and Fantastic Four do actually make it to the MCU, I know the MCU is going through some doldrums right now. I get it. I think people are tired of those characters. I really think that there's going to be a resurgence of the MCU when Fantastic Four and X-Men hit the screens.
If there's going to be a resurgence, it's going to be there.
Yeah. Rogue is a fan favorite when it comes to characters. Her and Gambit, yeesh.
They have a current run right now. The current
Yeah.
series.
I mean, they got their own book.
Yeah.
So this is a really good book to get your hands on. And it's funny because I'm looking at the list and it doesn't, cover price, and it doesn't show the book in my inventory. I swear I have a copy of this and it's autographed. So I got to find out what's going on. Where's my book? But I think that this is, even right this second, a good time to get this book.
Me too.
Overall prices are down. There's no news on this. I don't know if anybody going to be looking at this list going, oh, that's right, I should get a Rogue first appearance. 1981, so you're going to find some direct sale, some newsstand. Newsstand will be higher print runs. So anybody that says, hey, look, I got a newsstand, that's a rare one. No. It didn't become even until about 1985. 1981, it was still 75, 80% newsstand.
Yeah.
So the rarer one would be the direct sale with the Spider-Man head.
In my opinion, this is another blue chip book. If you have, $200, $300, $400 and you just want a classic Copper Age or whatever you want to call it, Bronze Age book, and I don't think you can go wrong with this one.
Shoot for like a 9.6?
Yeah. Like, this is the kind of book I would put on the same level as, like, the first Shang-Chi and those, just kind of that playing field, I guess. Which I also
I actually think higher than that because I think Rogue is more read and liked.
yeah. No, the reason I said that though is because Shang-Chi was older though, so I think the olderness of it makes it. I don't know, but anyway, just that like middle ground of is always going to give you returns and is probably only going to slowly increase in price over time.
Yeah, this isn't like the first appearance of Nebula or Gamora or Rocket,
Right?
which after the movie drops down. No, these are characters that did not need movies. Rogue is a character that doesn't need a movie to be popular. When she gets into film, it's going to make it that much more.
Yep.
Okay, so let's jump right to number one. I think for the second week in a row. Oh, you got it! Awesome!
Boom.
Yes. I'm glad you got your copies. I'm still waiting for mine.
Yeah, I got 2 copies. This is just one of them.
And you got these at the store. You picked them up at Covrprice, right?
I got one. I got one at Covrprice on eBay plus shipping, and then I ran out to my store and got the only copy that was on the shelf.
Tashi Station.
Yeah, that's right. Echo Base.
So awesome. So you got 2 copies, and they got 9.8s on both of them.
Yep. No Newton rings. No angled prints. Everything looks to be in order across the board.
Dude, that's like no Newton rings. You're looking at like a $500 book there.
I called CGC today, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't put that video up yet, so.
All right, so how are we doing on price? I think this is actually still selling for around $25, $30 for Raw on eBay. It's holding some prices on this.
Yeah. It's most common Raw, $40. 9.8, 145.
And yeah, 9.8, 145, 140 was the last sale. I'm happy I was able to pre-order with free shipping for 90 before it went through the roof. Thank you so much for giving me the heads up on this. I didn't know, and I quickly went online while I was at work. My boss is watching this, and no, I didn't do that while I was at work.
It was a matter of life and fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and the actual, what's the other one? The cover A is also selling pretty well too.
Cover A is the next one to get if you can't get this one, for sure.
I don't know if this is coming back anytime soon.
Like back to Earth, you mean?
Yeah, I actually expected this to start dropping already, and it's holding.
I didn't want it to, but I was ready for it to do that.
You pay cover price. You're okay if it does.
Yeah, I know, but I still want.
It's not going to come back to $5.
I want more.
It's going to drop to 20, maybe 15, 18, 20, 22. I thought it was where it was going to settle, and 110 for 9.8.
I want it to be the next UF4
after Tyrannosaurus Spider-Man.
That's
right?
Fine. I'll take that.
Oh, okay.
Deal.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I can't predict how this character is going to be long-term received by the fans. I mean, Punchline was through the roof, and now nobody likes her. If Spider-Boy makes any kind of appearance, they can't have him in the Spider-Verse. They can't because it's already in the can.
It's a cartoon, man. They can do whatever they want up to the minute.
Yeah, that's true. Post-credit scene with Spider-Boy, that's it. Forget it. You're crazy.
Gangbusters, as they say.
Yeah. This is at your own discretion. How about that? I personally think the book is going to come back a little bit back to earth. I don't think it's going to be a cover price book. I think it's going to drop to 18 to 22 for Raws and 110 for 9.8. If you disagree with me, that's absolutely perfectly fine. Grab a book if you want to. The worst that could happen is I'm right and you lose $15. The best that could happen is I'm wrong and you gain a lot of money. So,
yeah, I've not really seen hype like this before, and since I've started in comics in 2021.
That's Tosin.
Even I feel like this is a little bit more.
But even Tosin though is still holding value.
He is. And do you remember that one random one? like a few months ago with Tosin on the cover that had his first appearance of his love interest or something dumb
Yeah.
that was randomly skyrocketing.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I don't know. These are discretion, like you said.
Yeah. It's not going to come back to cover price, so it's not going to be a dumpster fire, as JP would say.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that.
okay. Again, this is kind of hard to pick, so you guys tell us what you think, please. All right, so it's time.
For the
It is time.
gun to the head.
Gun to my head.
Pick the one if you had to buy immediately, right now, today.
Yes. You have to buy one at current prices.
Yes.
Which one are you going to shell the money out for? We do have a few good picks on this.
How about I go first this week since you went first?
You
last
go
week?
first. Okay.
I'm going Avengers Annual. First Rogue.
That was actually one of my. Yeah, I have a copy. I think I have a copy. I have to check after this because I'm really worried. But I would not mind having 2 or 3.
I like that book. I like that book. Maybe there's a bias in me right now. I'm rewatching the animated series. Rogue is a huge part of it.
Yep.
But that's a beloved cartoon. Rogue is beloved. Rogue is... She's constantly popping up in variants and all the X-Men books. She'll get like a Nakayama variant or a John Tyler Christopher. Is that his name? The negative space guy?
Yep. And actually, that negative space book that he did with the green.
You have that one.
Yeah, but it's a raw. It failed a pre-screen of a 9.8.
That's right.
I might just send it for just a regular grade and see what happens. But, yeah, that's a great cover too. Yeah, you don't have to sell me on it.
Yeah.
I'm scroll. I don't know if you can hear my scroll. I'm scrolling up and down, up and down. I mean, I'm looking at Spider-Man 31, but gun to my head, this is the wrong time to buy that. I'd love to have that in my collection. I would pass on the World Tree. The premiere, I could, with Doctor Strange. I wouldn't mind having the Secret Wars, but in all honesty, I'm going to copy you, buddy. I'm going with that Avengers number 10 annual.
That's okay.
It's just too sweet. It's not a super hyped book right now.
Yeah.
It has come down in price, and it's got so much potential when Rogue hits. Oh, my God.
It's not going down from here.
No, I think we're at the low point. I've watched a lot of markets have actually showed that where prices are starting to level. So that's a good thing. So if you're still planning on buying, get them bought because the next thing is up.
Maybe I should take my eBay listings down for a little bit.
Hey, you know what? No, don't take any advice from me because I'm the one that also told you to sell your 8 billion genies. Mario version. Oh.
Now sitting pretty at $1,400.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it is. It's probably like 300 flat or something like that.
9/8 are like 340, 350.
Okay. Well,
And I think we're still at like 180 to 200 for Raws.
neither here nor there.
Yeah. If it comes back down a little bit more, I'll buy you a copy or something.
Oh,
Sorry.
stop. It's fine.
It's not the worst advice I've ever given. No, don't buy that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle book. That sounds so bad.
That is your worst folly, I would say, that I know about.
But I did tell another person not to buy. Thankfully, he did not listen.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, guys, what do you think about this list? And do you think that our analysis is correct? What would be your gun to the head pick? I would like to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what you
We got
think.
some good comments last week, and I'd like to keep it going. Just remember that your comments are not just for us, but they're for other people watching the video to see other perspectives.
Yeah. Don't forget to check out our podcast every week, Back Issue Book Club. Mm-hmm. And if you're a Patreon member, patreon.com/Team Ohana, you'll get it a few days earlier than everybody else.
Absolutely. We try to get everything into the Patreon first. I think that's about it, right?
Yeah. Wednesday, we're going to have the new comic book day. Be sure to check that out.
Yep.
Free books all the time. North America only, please. Thank you.
Yep. You still have time to register, I guess you'd say, for last week's giveaway.
So official sounding.
Yeah,
can
so you just go
register.
to last week's New Comic Book Day video, watch it, make sure you're a subscriber, click like, and drop a comment down below because we use a random comment generator. Keep it clean, keep it comics. This week's giveaway is Terror War #1 and Summoner's War Awakening #1.
A lot of war.
So,
Also,
but what is it good for?
There's a lily nothing.
Say it again.
and then every 2 weeks we do a Remember Me video. So this Sunday we'll be recording our latest Remember Me, and on YouTube we'll each have 2 Remember Me picks of books that we thought have gotten cold. They've cooled down in price, and it's a good time to buy. But if you're on the Patreon, you get an extra pick from each of us.
Right.
So
So you're getting financial advice. Just you might actually make money, which more than offsets the paltry $3 it costs to join our Patreon.
yeah.
Paltry. I don't get to.
Oh, sorry, wrong word.
I can't even say poultry. now.
Poultry.
Yes, paltry. I've been playing a lot of Scrabble lately. I'm learning words.
Excellent.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us. Don't forget, drop some comments down below. We want to hear your points of view. Make sure that you click like and subscribe because it really helps the channel. Share this with your friends. Click on those notifications so you know when more stuff is dropping. I think that's just about every button you could possibly hit. Hit them all. Just start smashing everything. Till we see you, though, in the next video. Mahalo.